We begin tonight with final words whispered by a dying young woman, a teenager, could help investigators find those responsible for her death.
19-year-old Jessica Chambers died at the hospital after someone lit her on fire and left her for dead.
All right, folks, welcome to Gimme 5. I need to bring you this case. This case is so disturbing, and it's gotten scant media attention. And there is one report at the conservativetreehouse.com. I'm just telling you, I don't know how reliable it is, that they already know who did this or have a good suspicion who did this, and that there are political reasons that they haven't announced who they believe did this. There's also a report in that story that one suspect might be in custody, although there's no official report that a suspect is in custody. This girl was set on fire. They poured lighting fluid not only all over her body after beating her, but down her throat and up her nose. And she was found walking. And when the cops found her walking, she whispered to them, hopefully the name of the person who did it. You'd think this case would be all over the place, but for some reason, it's not. Here's more.
Early autopsy results are in, and the coroner just told me that Jessica Chambers did die of severe burns. 98% of her body was covered, but somehow she was able to whisper something to first responders on the scene before she died, and her father hopes that will lead to her killers.
I love her, you know. So sorry Daddy wasn't there for her.
I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. And you know why this case is not getting national attention. The horrific nature, the animalistic nature, the sadistic nature of this killing of a beautiful teenage girl in Mississippi. Nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to care. I wonder why. Here's more.
Ben Chambers is empty.
Jessica and me.
Along with the rest of his family.
I'd trade places with her in a minute if I could.
His 19-year-old daughter, Jessica, was burned alive late Saturday night just down the road, along with her car.
It takes my breath sometimes, you know, it's hard to even breathe.
In his daughter's last few breaths, she may have sent investigators down her killer's trail.
She told him who done it.
Investigators wouldn't tell us what the 19-year-old said or release details about her death.
And why? Why wouldn't they release details? Why wouldn't they say, you know, what she said? Why wouldn't they hold a press conference? Why wouldn't we know more about this case? Now, I'm going to leave this puzzle, this riddle, for you to decipher, for you to figure out. Because, or go to theconservativetreehouse.com. I know nothing about this website, but they seem to have their ducks in a row here when it comes to the facts of the case. It seems to be very well researched. Tweets from social media are on there, etc. So you read it and you decide. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true. But they obviously were told something, the police. Why don't we know what they were told? Why don't we know who they're looking for? Do they have suspects in custody? Why is the national media ignoring this case? Here's more.
Chambers says first responders told him chilling details.
They squirted lighter fluid down her throat and in her nose. And then apparently they knocked her out. She had a big gash on top of her head.
Detectives are questioning several people, but no one's been arrested. The teenager's car and any potential clues inside charred black. Investigators did find a cell phone at the scene.
We do have a phone that we believe is hers, and that's what we're attempting to gather all the information from it.
So nothing about who it might be, who might have had a grudge, any relationship she might have been in, nothing. Silence. Very strange for a case like this. You would think they would be dying for the public's help. More.
The biggest clue for investigators might come from Jessica's dying breaths at the scene. Her dad is begging anyone with information to come forward to help bury his daughter with closure.
She's wanting to go to college this next year, you know. Well, I cut so short, 19 years old, man, burnt, you know. No child deserves that.
Jessica Lane Chambers. Remember her name. Pray for her and her family. And pray for justice for the animal or animals that did this.